Hello and welcome to Wikipedia Weekly Network. In this show where me, Jan Ainali, and Albin Larsson, we are editing Wikidata live. How are you doing, Albin?
I'm doing good. How are you, John?
I'm pretty good as well. We have had some really nice weather today, so I've been out taking more images of my neighborhood area and getting the green dots on the WikiShoot map greener and
Yeah,
greener. I'm getting to the point where it's starting to get hard because I have a few annoying red things that have
right.
ceased,
Yeah.
like old
Yeah, I have
fields.
a similar situation here with old monuments that are underground, and I can't really take picture of those.
No, yeah, no, this is a little bit like it scratched the itch, like it's
Yeah.
still there. But I'm not gonna do that today. Are you gonna do anything in that area today?
No, I'm gonna do a property proposal for structured data on commons,
All
because we
right.
do that in Wikidata, and in the progress of that, we will take a look at Fabricator, and I will show a little bit about how it works.
Pretty cool. All right.
And you?
I'm gonna continue a little bit with lexemes, like I did before, because there are some development in the area. So I want to show people that and how they can use it. So see if I can share my screen here. This is not where I wanted to start. I wanted to start here. So this is the sort of the starting point documentation page for lexemes. So we have a lot of different things here, and one of the sub pages to that have
Could you
been
zoom
for.
in?
Yes, I will zoom in. I'm still not really sure. You haven't missed anything so far. So this is
No.
just the overview. And this page has been around for a while. So here you can see how the different languages are doing on various things. And there are plenty of stats in here, and you can scroll down and compare. And so, but one thing that I have been thinking missing, like it has this competitive thing that you can compare yourself with another language, but you don't really know how your language is, or any language is actually doing. So that was one exciting thing. The other, I think if it was the beginning of the week or the last week, I don't remember, but it was quite recently when Denny Randesic posted this new page where it's collected the words, and he calls it tokens here, which is forms from the various language versions of Wikipedia, and then compare that to what's already in Wikidata. So you can see we have first here, we have Arabic, which is not that, doesn't have that good coverage, but we can jump down to see German, for example. So you can see on the number of forms, it's not too good, but how they are actually used, it's quite good. So this tells you that those that are heavily used in Wikipedia, those are already in Wikidata as lexemes. But this is only like the starting thing, because the more cool thing after that is this little link where you have the 1,000 most used on Wikipedia that is not yet in Wikidata. So it gets you some sort of priority. Like you can see, Sine apparently is used over 1 million times in Wikipedia. So if you were to create the form for that in Wikidata, like that's really good. So that's what I've been doing a little bit. I've been going through. I have not been working in German, unfortunately. My school German doesn't give me confidence enough to actually do some edits. So I've been working in Swedish here, and we can see the most frequent missing forms. And we can see one of the most frequent is only 139,000 times. And I've been using this. First, I went through all the verbs, and then I went for nouns, because those are much easier for me to do because I'm not a linguist, but verbs and nouns I'm pretty sure how to do. So you can see here we have, even if you don't know Swedish, we have a lot of different adjectives and adverbs and some other conjunction words. I don't even know their word classes. So I would not be the one who starts with these. But I'm going to show you how I'm actually working with this then. So I'll scroll down a little bit and we can see something like, oh, and here you see also a few, there's a filter list where we can add these that shouldn't be on the list. Then we shouldn't get a lexeme. But I'll go for something easy here. So I see this word, which is the Swedish for the expedition. And I'll show you the tool that we have been showing before. The lexeme, I didn't have it there, so I'll show you first. Do I have it in? This is the link we're going to go to. So I'm actually showing it for myself here because I'm on a fresh browser. Forms. Yes, and this has the various forms, very meta. And this is a noun in Swedish. I have to, yes, I will allow it. And I'll add it. Yes, and we can see it was actually missing the entire. Sometimes one of the forms are in there, but not all of them. So I'll just quickly add this here with all the plural. This one is a very regular form, so it's easily to add. And boom, we just added one of these. And one of these forms were actually one of the ones that were missing. Which one was it now? Here on place 942. So right now with this edit, I sort of made the data for 1,700 use cases potential. It's not really like we're gonna switch anytime soon, but you can see something like how common is this word in my language in a encyclopedic setting, sort of like which words are we commonly using. So that's how I've been working the last couple of days here, trying to go through this list and make sure it gets updated on with lexemes. And it's fairly similar to what we've been showing before. So I'm not going to go too deep into it. Maybe I will do one more if we had any verb here. No, actually, I'm going to go make this one a little bit better. Or will I? This was a tough one. I was thinking adding a sense. Let's see what Wikidata says about this. So I'll copy this over here. Just do a search. All right. We had something, at least in English. And we had something in Swedish as well. So I'll use this as the sense. So I'll add the Swedish, which is most important for the Swedish noun. Of course, English is also good, and I'll show you why in a little bit. Let's just go with that. And then we'll also connect it with this, with the item for this sense. So we have a little bit of a nicer lexeme. Publish is the button. And did we get any new verbs in here? Yes, we have one there. So I'll use the form for verb. And this is... This one already had one. So I'll press edit here and see. Ah, yes, of course. I was wrong. The thing in the list is not, it's an adverb or adjective. So let's see if we can find a verb. Not really. Oh, well, here we have one. Or maybe I did this one already. Let's get a new fresh. Yes, I have a memory. I did this one the other day. That is a verb, but I'm unsure with that one. This is a little bit macabre. Oh, so this is a good example. So here we get one that it says it has two forms, no senses. So I'll go for the edit one. And then we see that we have, this is the infinitive. So I'll drag and drop it down here. And we have, this is present tense. And then I can continue. And this is, he was deceased, or he, something like that. So it's the example is really strange because now I said he deceased all day yesterday. Yes. So the good thing with this edit, it not only added 7 forms to the one, so there's now 9, but I also added the grammatical features by dragging and dropping them into the right place. So that's really good. And then next time this is updated, this one will go out and you can like keep on aiming to get the numbers smaller and smaller. So this is one way to see like, where can I make a big difference? Another totally different way is also a tool called annotation at vmcloud.org. Let's see, did I do a... Yes, so here's the link for that. And we have a few examples here on the front page. And it's sort of a way to visualize how it would look on a client wiki trying to get lexemes. And I'll go for one here in English so you can see what it does. So you can see that everything in this sentence is connected to a lexeme. And then it also grabs, well, this is the form. This one doesn't have a sense. This one this one has a sense, so it's connected to the S1, and it goes on. So you can actually see how complete they are, the lexemes, in a real use case, which I thought was, hey, this is really making it click for me why it's not only adding empty lexemes like I actually did sort of with this one, because this one has no senses, even though all the forms are in there. So, and of course, this is a way to how to abstract Wikipedia in the future. Like they need all of these things to be able to construct language. And this is a bit clever under the hood. So I'll go into the edit and you'll see what it actually does. And now I really need to zoom in here for you. So it's actually in this version, in this tool, it's actually just templates and wiki text. And what it does, it starts something here. And I guess this beginning and end is some sort of wrapper. But then we have what you want to see, which lexeme is it. So there's no automation in here to add it. But to visualize it, it gets some extra things from Wikidata. So if there were something here, I could say, oh, this is S1, the first sense, or something else. So this is all manual for now. But what I found what was nice was actually like when it actually gets the things and extract that. And now I'm going to show you, I made an example here on the first page the other day. I took a quote. And you'll see, for one, here we actually have a sense in English, but if there is not one in English, it will say add gloss, because this one has a sense in Swedish. So that's why it's important, perhaps for now. Perhaps it will not be important in the long run. Perhaps it's enough with just having Swedish if you're enough people who are active. But I guess for smaller languages, it might be more important to actually have the senses in more languages. And I'm not sure, you can't really follow this because there's nothing in English in here. No. But I try to, you can see at least here we have the English, like here's the pronoun, the verb, which you can see is be, an adverb, adverbs, a particle. Here comes the actual verb. I thought this was a simple sentence when I started, but it turns out like most sentences are quite complex when you're getting into it. Yeah. So after doing this, I was also thinking, hey, going from this list, this is quite arbitrary, even though it's some sort of weighting into it. And this one, well, then you also have to come up with the quotes and add it. So I was thinking it would be really neat if I could just read a Wikipedia article and check a word quickly. Is this one already in Wikidata? So I asked in our great Telegram channel, and Lucas Werkmeister made a few lines of JavaScript that I threw into my CommonJS daringly, trustingly, and it actually worked. So I'm going to show you here how it works. Let's see if I can remove a few things there and zoom in. I'll go to, I'll start going to a random article, but oh, this is quite good. So we have a lot of different astronomical objects. So this is an asteroid. And then, well, this one is not really good. Well, let's see. So what my script actually does is, let's say, if I think diameter is the word I would like to check, I just double click it, and it actually searches, launches a search for the lexeme namespace, and I can see, oh, we have the Swedish noun diameter.
Nice.
I can check it, and I see, oh, this one happened to be quite good, so that one would have worked. And how you could use it is to go to, like, if you're interested in a topic area. So I went through the of global warming. I went through this entire thing, and this was actually even before Lucas made the script. Was it before? Yes, it was before. By hand, I went through this with all the verbs, but now I can go through with the nouns as well. So I could go see, like, well, do we have something about heating? And I can quickly see, oh, we do. And it seems like it has a statement in 8 forms. I could check it, but that usually means it's complete, because that's the common. We have 8 forms in. And this was actually also quite good. It even had 2 different kind of senses. We have 2, warming up and heating. Oh, all right. I was working with this because I also used lingual library on it. All right. As I said, I'm working in this topic area right now. Do we have greenhouse gases? Yes, we do. All right. So with this little thing, it becomes very quick to see, like, do we have the lexemes that I care about?
It would be super cool if it would like look through all the words in an article and highlight those that are missing.
That
by changing
would
the
be
background
super
color
cool.
of the text.
Yes, I think user Nikki already thought of that idea, but haven't really gotten around yet. But that would be awesome. Like, just seeing, like, oh, we almost have everything, and if I only make these through, I have the whole paragraph or something like that. Let's go to do. This one is one I don't think is in there. Yes, so here we got no hits. And then, of course, you could go through the manual here. I'm thinking about adding a script that actually add just for me these 4 Swedish links underneath a search box. So I can just from here go there.
Here it would be a nice if it actually didn't propose create new item, but propose create new lexeme one. Has that?
I think it actually. No, it doesn't. Oh no. Yes. Yeah. Even that would be an improvement, since they know I'm searching in the lexeme namespace. But I would even better would be to get these links, because I'm logged in with Swedish. Right now I'm not, because we're doing it here. But let's do this one. This is this one. This one is also very regular, so it's very easy to add it. I'm just pasting in and adding the correct endings. Double check, looks good. This one I'm actually going to do some more work on, because here I know that we have a few things that I don't think we have shown, but how we actually improved sort of the data model, or maybe the data model was that all the time, but I've learned more about it. So let's see here. So this is a word that combines 2 other lexemes. So we have the property for combines. And the first one is just climate. So we'll have Swedish noun. And now I'm gonna control click it to open it in another window. This is of course how I learned to use this. It's not the best way, perhaps. So I'll copy this and then I'm gonna check. There's only one sense, so there's S1, and it's the one that I'm gonna use. And the F1 is the form that I'm gonna need. So I'll go back here, I'll go click that one. Is this? No, I don't know. Serials ordinal, that's what I wanted. So this is the first word, and then it's, oh, English was hard. Derived from form. So I'll go with form 1. It finds it, but it didn't just find it like if I would have written it. So you actually need to know it. This is not optimal, but it's the way you have to do to add it. And then we'll derive from sense. And then we remember it was S1. Maybe if I would write climate, no, you wouldn't find it. Go with S1. So we'll actually get it in there. So this is the first half. And of course, now I'm going to get a warning because I said it combines something, but it's only one thing. So we'll go with the other here. And I'm not even sure if this one is in. It's not. All right. This is a good little bit of rabbit hole. So to complete this, I have to make the next one. So
then you need to update the word it actually has there. Speaking of rabbit holes, because that was also a combined word.
Yes. Yes. These are genitive in plural, indefinite, definite. No. Too quick here. Trying to do two things at the same time. Yes. Good. So So I'll go with this is one sense, and this is the sense that is going to be used for, that is used already here. So now let's see, did we get, there we have it. No, I forgot to add the qualifiers. Serious ordinal, this one comes as the second one. It's derived from, nope, derived from form. This one, and it had form 1. Yes, and there's S1 for sense. All right. So
Nice.
we have this one nicely done. And I think I'm gonna end it there. The next thing I would have done with this, I could add a sense. This, oh, do we have a? Let's do a little quick search here in Wikidata. Do we have this as a? No, this is not in there. No, so of course it would be nice to have a sense on it here, but also a few examples, which I've shown before, to get it a bit more complete. But I'll end my little thing here with lexemes, just trying to get you to know that this lexicographical coverage can really help you and also get you motivated. I was really like, hey, I'm doing a lot of good here. And this annotation tool was also just fun, like, because it sets some sort of like, how might this work in the future, or rather, how will the software try to use what I put in now in the future? So, because hopefully this will not be all manual work in the future, but a little bit smarter than that.
And this is super interesting, and as well as the ranking table you had, it would be super cool to see a version of that took into account which words are usually next to this word. So you would rank them based on that as well. So you would actually, instead of just seeing the most used words, you would be given the words that would complete as many sentences at Wikipedia as possible.
Yes, of course.
You
But these
would
are
look at
also
the
like
most.
most used and missing. So I guess not to like annat could be the one that is most common next to bland.
Yeah,
But that
exactly.
one is already in there.
And it would take that into account when it creates this type of list. That would be super useful.
Yeah, but yes. A similar list like this, that would also be very useful, interesting to have, like, to also see how do I get complete sentences. Yes, indeed.
Right. I am gonna jump straight into what I had intended for today, and it's now I'm gonna check that I'm adding the right screen. I'm gonna make a property proposal for structured data on commons. That happens to be something you do on Wikidata, because all the properties comes from there. And this is a property that has been proposed in the past, kinda. It was proposed for Wikidata before we had structured data on commons, and it's a property for alt text, which is a version of alternative text, which is used, for example, by screen readers. If you edit Wikipedia a lot, you might know that when you input an image, you have the option to put the alternative text as well, which is more of a visual description of the image rather than a caption, to read that out loud for screen readers, for example. And I was thinking we would do a new one, a new version of this, addressing some of the issues that were given here. And very much my motivation for this is actually a fabricator issue. We got this fabricator issue that would allow editors to provide a default alternative text on Wikimedia Commons file pages, essentially. This is not something we have today, but currently, every time you input an image on Wikipedia, you have to write this alt text manually. While what we actually would like to do is just to pull this information from Wikimedia Commons, and someone that really knows how to write an alt text that's it's a bit of art in itself would just do it on Commons, and it would work wherever you're using the image. Because also a lot of editor doesn't write alt text. It's quite hard if you aren't used to it, because it's really thinking out of the box, like, how could I describe this image to someone who can't see the image? So you just go by the visual aspects of it. So there are two issues on Fabricator, and Fabricator, it looks quite like this. Mine looks a bit different because it's a little custom, but this is essentially where people create issues and bug reports for various Wikimedia projects. So for example, both of theirs are for Wikimedia Commons, and then someone picks it up and keeps developing on it. We could, for example, see, do I have something in project? Task assigned to user. Okay, so I have this as an example. let's see if it loads. Yes, it does. Add button to move map to current location, which is an issue for Wikivoyage, to have like a GPS feature that's assigned to me, for example, and people discusses it and develops it, and we can see that there is something in progress here. So this is a very useful place sometimes if you're just a user to report things, to create new issues, but also to collaborate in general when we work on things in practice. But I'm gonna go straight back to Wikidata and its page for property proposals, because it has this set of sections. It has a generic one. I think we in the past did one for, I think it was place, and then we did an external identifier for glaciers in Sweden. I think this must have been back in the spring. But now there is this section here for commons, specific ones for structured data on commons. So when we go there, we can see a bunch of current ones, but we can also see a couple of steps here that they suggest. So check if the property already exists. I have done that. Check if the property was previously proposed. It was.
It was.
I have checked that. Check if you can give a similar label and definition to an existing Wikipedia info box parameter. It's not really relevant here, but we have the same type of use case on Wikipedia when it comes to the images. Select the right data type. So Wikidata has a bunch of data types. There are external identifier, there is string, there's numbers, times, coordinates, and so on. And this happens to be monolingual text. Great, I can just copy it from here. And start writing the documentation based on the preload form below.
I'm just preempting a question from the chat here.
Yeah.
So it said monolingual text, but that means each string is monolingual, but you can have several different languages.
Yes. Yeah, so the data type is specific for each value. Okay, so I'm gonna take a stab at this. Property name, it's the first thing I want to change here. So it seems to have had two different ones, alt attribute and alt text alt. I want to have it alt text, which is the most common one.
Not
the attribute is
alternative
actually
text?
something that... I'm sorry?
Not alternative text?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking actually that alt text is the most common one you say in practice, because it's often used within an alt attribute.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm actually thinking alt text, but it's something that's definitely open for discussion. So create request page, and this should give me a bunch of wiki text, which I should be able to just fill. Right. Please transclude your... Okay, we will see about that. That's a new thing for me. Property name in English. Alt text. Status, leave this empty. Description. Let's see if we can take something here. Right. I want to write a new description. Alternative text. Used when an image can't be rendered, or when a user can't or let's see, alt text used when an image can't be rendered, or when access, oops, no. You're gonna see a lot of me changing grammar and writing things today. Or it says, I can't spell that. From accessibility to from an accessibility tool such as a screen reader. I think that's a description that should be quite accurate. Then subject item represented by, let's see that. I'm pretty sure Wikidata would have one. Text. This could actually kind of validate the label we're using here too. It seems like the subject is using alt text and has alternative text as also known as. So it makes sense. Let's see. Subject item, would it like it to be like a template have here for the item? Is it like that maybe?
Yeah, that looks good.
Info box parameter. Wikipedia info box parameters, if any. No. So here we want monolingual text. But I imagine, again, it wants it in a template of some kind. The easiest way, I believe, is to edit the source of this one and see how it was typed. No, it was just text. Great. Let's see. Something like that. This is interesting. So entity type, item property lexeme-forms sense. But here we have something for Wikimedia Commons.
Yes, indeed.
Right.
So media object?
And I think
Was empty there. Did we lose Albin? I think we did. No. Someone write something in chat so we see if I am online. We'll see if Albin comes back. All right. Yes. So Albin disconnected all completely. I guess he has to restart. Oh, here he comes back.
I am back. I'm gonna need to share my screen again. I was thrown out.
Oh no. It wasn't me.
No, I don't think so. And my screen is back. So I went back to the property proposal page because I think the easiest way to look at is to go to the commons section and look what the existing ones has done. Domain, images and common.
Yes.
Oh, so it might just be a text.
Right. That's just yes.
Let's see.
Commons image. So it
Commons
seems to be
image.
just free text.
Statement with value media. Okay, great. Then we domain. Pasting commons image. Allowed values. I don't think that would be anything here. Let's see. There's nothing there. Is there not something here? Allowed values.
No, you could
Right.
write anything in there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it blank, I believe.
Yeah.
Allowed units. I don't think that's necessary. It doesn't have a source because it's not an external identifier. Examples. Again, I get back to that at last. More examples. Planned use. But I intend to use it with the next month. That's a little bit
What do you plan to do?
call to action here.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Usage in tools as in various tools as well as on Wikimedia Commons on Wikipedia, something like that. Number of IDs.
Do you plan to take it up in a future episode if it gets approved?
I imagine we would go back to it just to at least show the process of this having this created, because it's a bit of a process.
I think you can promote our stream here by saying that.
Yeah. So let's see. Here are a couple of order things that isn't relevant. See also.
I think you can say
I
for
actually
expected
want
completeness though.
True. No, it says for identifiers.
All right.
So,
all right.
But see also, I want to link to the old proposal.
Good one.
So let's see here. I'm gonna type former proposal for Wikidata. And I'm gonna insert a link here. I assuming this is just text. General wiki text. Robot or gadget jobs. I would not expect that. Topic commons. A publicity stated in value. For species reference.
Stated in. Just leave that blank.
Yes. Distinct values constraints, no. Wikidata project, I don't think so.
No.
But here comes the motivation. And now let's see. I want to bring in my fabricator issues here. And I'm actually gonna see if I can use insert template here. Maybe we got something for fabricator. Track, link box to bug report, or template fabricator. I'm gonna click fabricator. Yes, that seems right. And did I leave it up? So I got one here. And I got, that was allow. And then there's that one. Insert. Okay, it was as simple as that. gonna add that one as well. Copying this author TID and right. Let's see. This will allow editors to specify alt texts, parentheses, for images on Wikimedia. For images on Wikimedia Commons, which can then be used by various projects and tools to set an alt attribute. See the tickets below and the previous
proposal,
right? And I'm gonna, let's see. I'm gonna make this inline. I will leave it like that because I want to go on with examples. I wonder, do we have a template here to mention media on Wikimedia Commons? I wonder. Let's see. Media, no. Commons. File. Commons page. Commons something. No. Doesn't look like that.
We'll have to hard code it.
Yes. I'm gonna do that by finding an example on English Wikipedia. I imagine, do we have something featured? I imagine they would have an alt text for the images on. Oh, you can actually see this. Although it's very, very small. So I will check if this has an alt text. I would imagine so because it's on the front page. Yes, but it has a really bad alt text. Let's see this one instead. This is why we need a property to begin with. Let's see. It also has a terrible alt text, but okay, that's an opportunity to improve it. So this is on Commons, I imagine. So I'm gonna head over there. So this is great. We can see that the alt text for this is just the name of the person, but it says absolutely nothing about the image. You would usually see the name of the person somewhere else. So it's quite a great example. Let's do a link here. And I'm a little bit guessing the example format here for commons. It has some, no, that's for QIDs. I'm gonna copy this arrow here. It's gonna be good enough. And then we want an alt text for that. And an alt text would be, instead of the name of the person, that says up not much, it, first of all, it's a black and white photo. Did I spell that correctly? I did not. Of a man with a tripod camera. Tripod camera, and is it something more prominent? I think the hat is prominent.
Yeah, probably. Or that he's in the woods.
Yeah. I think it was a pine tree in the background.
Yeah.
A pine tree in the background with a tripod camera. I think that is a much better alternative text. I think the alternative text for the Mars rover would be very tricky to do. I would like to see yesterday's featured image. Is there a link for that? There is at least a category for it. Feature pictures in the public domain. Let's pick a picture here. That's another example. We will see, I might do another example here on the stream to showcase what an alternative text is, but I might do the last one. This is a great one, actually. At least a little bit of space. I might do the last one later. I want to get the comments page here. Head back to the proposal. Make a link. And for example, the alt text here wouldn't mention that it's the Apollo crew because it's not something that's a part of the visual information. Let's see. And the text here would be so we got 3 men in white space suits with an image of the moon in the background. I think that's quite a visual description of it.
Yeah.
You can see the caption here. It says first American man to walk the moon instead.
It's quite different.
You're kind of showing the difference here between the caption and the alt text. Let's see.
Is it prominent to mention its spacesuit without helmets?
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. I think it might be. Let's see what the sentence looks like when we've written it. 3 men in white spacesuits in front an image of the moon. Let's see. White space helmets in front. I think that works.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna do the last one just so we can post this, I believe. Let's see. Gonna take an author image. Whoops. A lot of space things here. Let's see, something that I think is simpler enough for me. I think this one we can do. It's a bit different as well.
Mm-hmm.
Proves as a good example.
Yep.
Gonna go to Bit Commons URL here. Oops, the wrong wings. Gonna put this arrow here. And let's see what we can do with this. Let's see, 2 tigers in snow. We want to somehow represent that there are 2 tigers and they are, one is small, the other one is large.
A tiger and a cub.
Tiger and a
cub.
A cub.
Yeah, that's what a small tiger is called. It's also in the text there. One of the cubs.
Right. Yeah, then we take that one. A cub in front of. No, it's the name. Isn't it the name? One of the cubs. Okay. A cub in front of a tiger in snow. Something like that. Let's see what the sentence looks like. At least I find this rather tricky sometimes. No, weren't there both of them cubs? The cubs. One of the cubs. Yeah.
Yeah, so there were 2 cubs. One is in the image. 2 cubs at the zoo, but only one in the image. Oh no! Was Albin thrown out again? It's tricky.
Right. Now I have double checked as well this wording here, while I seem to have lost the connection. So the example could be, let's be two tigers, one cub, because cubs could be for any large cat, the child of any large cat in snow. I want to somehow capture that the first one was in front of the other one. Tiger cub in front of her. Tiger in snow. something like that. A bit more of a visual description. Nothing about the zoo, nothing about the species, so on.
Or
So
their
there we got 3
relationship.
examples. And I think this is a good start. I might go back to the motivation at a later stage, but I want to publish this so I can link it to all of you and you all can see it. So I'm gonna publish page. I want to preview it. You have not transcluded it, okay, but I can only do that after I published it. Tracked in. Oh, it captures that. Okay, so that fabricator one was not the correct one. It's just add something to the side there. And I used a bit of an error in my wiki text. There is a reason I used the preview feature. We got too many wings.
And if you're using the full URL, then you have a space instead of the pipe.
Really? Yeah. Probably. I will never learn that. I am a very huge fan of the visual editor.
For a good reason.
And
Good.
let's see what.
So you can actually use the magic word there, or the interwiki prefix, which is just fab : and the ticket.
Add :
Fab. So use regular links instead of the curly brackets, and you can go fab : T166094.
Fab.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yes, but not curly brackets, but regular brackets. Yeah.
Oh, right, because it's registered as a inner wiki link. Right, true. True. That's a neat way. Let's see.
Let's see if I remember that correctly.
Yeah, let's see here. And that is inline, looking good. Those looks good to me. Right, they got the alt text. Item child. Oh, here's something in the comment I wrote. Makes a lot of sense. And yes, I just haven't removed all of the comment. Publish page, show preview. Previous proposal. Right. I am gonna publish that and refine it later on. And now let's see if we can transclude it just by clicking this. And doesn't do it for me. So add new proposals at the bottom of the list. Here I will add. I assume that's all I need to do. Again, I'm gonna use the preview to see if it does what I want it to do. It should be at the end, I imagine. Alt text under discussion. Discussion. I'm gonna click publish. And it should reload. Right. Good one. Gonna share the link, and then I'm feeling I'm done. I do not want to create a banner out of that. The entire URL.
Just post it.
So that would be
There we have it.
the place to go to see and comment on this. As I said, I will get back to it to fine-tune it a little bit. Other than that, I think it's a good start, and I think this is a very important property that we have been missing for way too long. Because as we saw on the English Wikipedia, even on the main page, the alt text could be improved a lot, and it would be great to have this information in one place and being able to reuse it across projects. Something else I will do, I will make a comment on the fabricator tickets to inform everyone that is following this ticket that, hey, there is a proposal here, so you can go and look at it.
That's great.
Because that's very nice, so that everyone interested knows it's around. And I think that's it for me this week.
Yeah, and we also got a quick question here. So do we need to prove this? Yes. So from now you can actually go there and comment or say, yes, I support it.
Yeah.
Or if you have any comments or anything.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna do a follow-up on this maybe already next week, but the property proposal needs to exist for at least a week before someone can create it. And during that week, or it could be a longer period, people can discuss it, and there has to be a consensus about it. If it's not a consensus about it, it could be disapproved, not approved, and it could also just continue. I think a lot of the proposal on the structured data on commons ones have actually been there for at least 2 months, so it can take a while. I'm hoping this one will go pretty quick because I really think it's important, and we have a couple of software issues here that is dependent on this being in place. So we will see. Maybe next week, maybe the week after, we will be able to follow up on that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And as you said, it might not be exactly next week, but soon we will come back to this.
Yeah.
And we will come back. We will be back next Saturday at 8. And I think that's the last quarterfinal for the Swedish Eurovision Song Contest. So we'll still have some heavy opponents in our prime time slot, but we won't give up.
Yeah, I think I already know what I'm going to show. I'm going to show a bit about statistics on Wikidata from Grafana. So a little bit something in that direction, slightly inspired by what Jan has done today.
Good. I can be an inspiration. I too have a property proposal brewing in my mind, but I don't think I will do that one next week. I think that will brew a little bit before I know how I want it.
Right.
So we'll see what I'll find something out during the week.
Great.
And until then, have a nice week and keep editing Wikidata. Bye-bye.
Bye.